Alright, greetings everyone out there in YouTube land once again. Today I am up here in Bern Township in the area of Blue Marsh Lake and looking for parts of the Union Canal again. So I'm in an area called Swiftwater Lane parking area, and I believe it's part of Blue Marsh Lake and stuff. So we I'm gonna walk down here and see if we can find parts of the canal that came up through here. If you saw my last one of the other videos, I was down at Reber's Bridge and filmed down there and found an actual lock. So decided to come up here, see if I can find a canal along here, any remains of it. It did end down there at Reber's Bridge, and I found out later that where it ends, there was actually an aqueduct that took it across the Plum Creek that is down there and stuff, and then it follows the creek up supposedly through this area. So come on along and we'll see if we can find the remains of this along Swiftwater Lane. Alright, so I think what I'm looking for is actually right in front of me here, but it's tough to see with everything growing because things really started to get green in the last couple days. If I would have came up here about a week ago, I might have been alright yet with trying to film this, but it's getting to the point now where if I want to find these abandoned places, I'm gonna have to change, wait until winter time, when there's nothing, when the leaves aren't coming on the trees and everything's green and stuff, because it is hiding a lot of it. But the best I can tell for the canal along this section of it here, along Swiftwater Lane, is right down in here. If you can see how it drops off right here. And if you look across over in there, you can see it going back up again. So this is where the canal was here along Swiftwater Lane and stuff. So we're going to drive up the road a little bit, and I'm going to include it in this video, and we're going to check out the Stillin Basin of Blue Marsh Lake, where the water comes out of the lake and stuff, and where the canal definitely ends, where it is no more, because they obviously destroyed the canal when they built Blue Marsh Lake. So stick around, we'll go back up to the vehicle here, and we'll see you up at the Stillin Basin. Alright, I'm up here at the Stillin Basin. I'm actually below the Stillin Basin. I'm walking along the trails here that go along the Tuppahawken Creek bed, and I found something interesting behind me. I don't know if you can see them over there or not, but I'll turn you around here. Found myself a nice big heron or fish crane, whatever you want to call him and stuff. He's on the bank on the other side there. Let me zoom in for you. He's just there minding his own business, waiting for dinner. Right, I got some fishermen along here and stuff, so I don't want to bother them. But this is some nice fishing along here, and I think it's special regulation only. So we're gonna walk down here a little bit from them. Hopefully I won't bother this guy that's down here fishing, but I'm still looking for the remains of the canal. And I'm not sure if it's over in this area over here or not, but I know it ends around here somewhere because, like I said, it was destroyed once they built the Stillin Basin and the earthen dam there at Blue Marsh Lake, which I'll take you up there and we'll walk around there and check things out there in a little bit. But I'll walk around down here and see if there's see if I can find any remains of it here. And that's sweet. I don't know if you can see her, but there's a woman in back of me fishing up there. As soon as I put the camera down to take a picture of the heron, she goes and lands something there. I'm not sure if it was a trout or what, but she definitely caught something. And again, this area here below the dam crest at the Stillin Basin is special regulations. So I believe it's artificial lures only and delayed harvest. So check your regulations if you decide here to come fishing. Okay, turned around, came back up, and I showed you the sounds there of the Stillin Basin and stuff, and that roar you hear in the background is the water being emptied out of Blue Marsh Lake to come down through their gates and stuff. So I'll talk a little bit about that in a bit here and stuff. But I did find the area I'm looking for, but it's going to be tough getting to it, and it's directly in front of me, actually behind you. So it's over in this area here, and I can see it from here, but trying to get to it is going to be tough. Number one, it's full of briars, and number two, everything's green. It's getting green, and it's going to be tough to try and show you the canal over here, but it is in existence up to this point yet. So I don't know exactly where it ends. I'm sure it's not much further past where I'm at here is where it actually ends for good. Alright, so pretty much the end of the canal is where you come into the lower part of the Stillin Basin. So the end of it's right behind me here. And this is the driveway coming in. So basically it would have went across through the picnic area, and might be able to find remains of it if we walk over here yet. Alright, this is going to be about the best that I can show you. It's in there, as you can see the remains of it and stuff, but as you come back out from there and span around here, it is gone. So definitely the end of the line here at the Stillin Basin for the canal. So the trail for the canal does not, as they call the towpath tour, does not come up this far. It crosses over the road coming in here to the Stillin Basin, and it just basically goes off from the parking area there, and basically just dead ends in the middle of a field. So, and it doesn't continue further along the lake. There's other trails here at the lake, but they are not part of the Union Canal trail. So this is it. So while we're here, and I'm standing here, we'll take you over and show a little bit here of the earthen dam, as they call it. So this is at the base. So that big hill up there is the actual dam itself. This area that's down here, this pond, if you look at it, you may think it's just a pond, but actually this means something. I took a tour of the dam, the control tower that controls the water flowing out of the lake and everything, back in November or December. And the guy on the tour said this thing actually serves a purpose. This tells the engineers and the monitors of the guys that monitor the water flow how much water is seeping through the dam naturally. So an earthen dam, they said, has to have water seep through it naturally, meaning underneath it and stuff, at a slow rate. So the level of this little pond here determines how much water is coming out of the earthen dam itself underneath. Useless information, but they used to offer tours of the control tower up there, and I did get pictures of it. But however, with everything that's going on, and it was before the coronavirus thing even started, for some reason they stopped doing the tours and stuff. Something to do with the Department of Defense's security level or something being elevated, so they stopped them, and I don't know if they're going to continue them at some point or not. But they're usually done once a month on a Saturday, and you just show up at the visitor center and they walk you out and take a tour, and you go down and see the control room and the big hydraulic mechanisms that raise and lower the gates to let the water through the gates and out of the lake. So I gotta pause you here because I gotta switch microphones, because we're gonna walk over to the actual basin itself where the water comes out of the lake, and it's rather loud over there. And with the microphone I have on right now, it's going to be too loud, and it's going to pick up more of the water roaring than what it's going to be me talking. Alright, here's a better area of the dam itself as I'm walking over to the Stillin Basin. And hopefully this is picking up and it's not picking up the roar of the water. But if you do come over here hiking, there are a bunch of hiking trails along here, but they also do allow hunting. So depending on what time of the year you come over here, make sure you wear orange if you're out on the trails. So we'll show you what's going on here. So hopefully this is picking up. Looks like they have a secondary gate open today. That would be where that water's coming out on the top, because that is not there, so they're releasing more water than normal out of the lake. I just wish I could remember how many gallons they told me comes through that main tunnel there itself. That's the secondary gate. Main tunnel right there. How many tens of thousands of gallons come through there per second? So, or thousands of gallons per second, tens of thousands of gallons per second. But you do get a little bit of a breeze from the water rushing. And this whole area down here is filled with rocks. There's guys fishing along here. Well, I don't know if they catch anything, because this is extremely rough waters down here. You will definitely drown if you fall in here. But it's also, there's also huge rocks in the bottom here. It would be nice at some point if I knew when they were going to do maintenance on the gates, because every so many years, every 2 years or something, they actually cut off the water coming out of the lake and walk up that tunnel to inspect the gates, so there would be no water coming out of here. So it'd be interesting to see the big rocks that are at the bottom here, because they had said if there is no, wouldn't have the big rocks in here that they have, the force of the water and the rush would just wash away the Tulpahawken Creek bed down here. So they do keep levels of the lake at different times of year as different levels. So we're going into summer, so I thought they would be releasing less water out of the lake, although that proved me wrong today. But in the winter time, they drop the level of the lake and stuff for reasons I'm not quite sure. They explain that when they give you the tour and stuff of the control tower. They explain all the operations and why they raise and lower the levels of the lake and stuff. But this was basically built after Hurricane Agnes in 1972, where it flooded pretty much everything along the Schuylkill River and stuff. So this dam was constructed in the late 70s to prevent flooding and stuff, or I should say to control the flood waters. And again, they did pretty much destroy the Tulpahawken Creek. Tulpahawken Creek is where pretty much runs where Blue Marsh Lake is today. Alright, so I'm going to stand back here a little bit, and for some reason I'm drawing attention myself because everybody sees somebody talking with a camera and stuff, so I step back here a little bit just to end this video. So thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative and stuff. Hope you didn't find it too boring. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, and also use that bell there to notify when I upload more videos to YouTube and stuff. So thanks for coming along, and we'll see you soon.